Our Day Off podcast is now brought to you by Badlands Off-Road Park. I'm doing my best to not treat it as so much of an interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More of just like a hangout. Yeah, we're not really. That's why he's like, you're not even really like starting the podcast. I'm like, I don't really want to start it. It's not really a start. Let's just have a conversation and forget that it's even on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we've got Austin Seelig on.
Is it okay that I drink my bang?
Absolutely.
You can bang anywhere you want, dude.
Yeah.
Bang.
Don't start drinking bangs. You don't have to sleep anymore, and then your body gets all messed up.
Those are like 300 milligrams of caffeine. Right?
Yeah. I drink 2 of them too a day.
Per day.
Yeah.
2 a day is insane.
I quit drinking alcohol though, so I feel like, I'm being healthy in a way.
It's probably questionable whether that's better or worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll figure it out long term.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you for not drinking any more alcohol. That's good.
Thank you. Since September, actually.
Congrats. Right there, baby. Yeah, you're good. It's fun. What was the reason you stopped drinking alcohol?
I don't know. I just don't have time for it. I just have so much going on. I was like, well, that seems to be the easiest thing that'll save me time is not being a hungover retard all the time. So I'll just quit drinking.
That's a great way to look at it. Great way to look at it. I quit drinking as well. And not for any other reason other than it really didn't benefit me in any way, shape, or form. I felt like shit the next day. There was no real benefit to it.
You get so used to feeling like shit, you don't even realize you feel like shit anymore. You're just walking around a zombie all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good for you. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. Well, anyway, you were racing with us, and I should say us like it's my thing or anything, but I remember racing with you in GNCCs back in the day, and then the IXCRs.
This is a rough subject. You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I tell everybody all the time, if GNCC would start racing side-by-sides again, I would go right back.
100%.
It's just will never be as good as it was until that happens. It was awesome. Just dead engine start, 1 hour in the woods. You can't beat it.
And I was trying to explain to someone the other day about, remember when we used to convert all the cars to 24-volt start?
Yes.
So that they would start faster and we could get the whole shot. There's nothing better than complete silence and hearing the 10 seconds. And then it's just dead silent. You could hear a pin drop and then it's just straight chaos.
It's amazing. Just beating each other in the corners, just slamming Nerf bars. I loved it.
It was the best side-by-side racing I can think of, and nothing really holds a candle to it anymore.
It was the best racing, period. I've done a lot of different racing. I grew up at a drag strip, drag racing. I race dirt track cars now. I love motocross. I always will. But that was the prime. I just can't think of anything better.
Were you guys all boys, or were you just like, was it like fierce, like I'm gonna knock you out type stuff?
I think it was probably a mix of both.
Yeah, I mean, we were boys, but I would totally take somebody out in a corner if I had to.
Absolutely, yeah. We were boys, but I never got like hard feelings about stuff like that. Like, I mean, you're in a roll cage. Like, we made our bumpers the way we did for a reason. Yeah. Scottie was actually probably the worst at hitting you from behind. He would just slam you, and I just knew by how hard I got hit that Scottie was behind me.
I only had to ask once.
You did, just once.
Wow.
I equated it to slot car track racing.
Slot car track racing.
Yeah, like slot car racing. Because the tracks would get so destroyed, it would just be, you could almost just let go of the wheel and the car would just kind of steer itself around the track.
Yeah, it's something I never thought about until like years after it was over. It's like so beautiful, the process. Like you start off and it's like slick the first lap, and then like right in the middle of the race when the groove is in, it's perfect. And then like the last lap was just straight like train track. You might as well take your hand off the wheel and just hold it wide open.
Take your hand off the wheel and hope the wheel bearings stay intact.
Yeah,
that was all.
That was it.
Hope and a prayer. Hope and a prayer every single time. And back then, the cars were nothing like they are now. I mean, could you imagine how fast the racing would have gotten if we were able to stay in it and the progression of the car parts and the cars?
Oh, absolutely. That's what it's a shame. The last year was the best when we were racing X3s. We could just absolutely hammer on them. Like DNFs, for me anyways, was a thing of the past. It was not how hard can I push this thing. It was finally like, I'll see how fast I can go the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, when the X3 platform dropped, I think, were you the first one to race the NA car, Scott?
Yeah. So I took that turbo car in 2017. We took a trade-in at the dealership. It was an OG Maverick. It had doors on it, and it had a roll cage made out of gas pipe. And some reason Reese Nutter, I think, stopped out, or somebody stopped out, and they said something about racing it. And I was like, yeah, I'll race anything. So Reese said, I got a set of wheels and tires. So he donated the wheels and tires. We threw them on, went to Powerline Park, and I won they have a class that's like, if you've never raced cross country before, you can enter this class. So it was like me and one other dude. So if I'd have lost, I'd have been a big loser, but I won. So, a class winner. But that kind of got me a taste of it. And I was like, okay, this is actually pretty freaking awesome. So the rules at the time said no turbos allowed. So I took an X3, 2017, tore down the motor, had some custom pistons built by CP. No, Diamond Pistons. Pistons actually made them for me. And we built the car up, and Evo helped me tune it and got a little clutch work done. And I raced it at the Ironman in 2017.
Yep, I remember it.
And it was really good, really, really good. And I was doing really good until the last lap, where I hit another buggy that was on the side of the trail and basically ripped the whole wheel clean off of it. It was hanging there, and I think my brother might have rode with me at that rate. No, I came from his wedding. That's what it was. And I think Reese rode with me. So we didn't have a great finish to that first race in the X3, but that was the original non-turbo X3.
Yeah, before they came out.
And then literally like 2 months later, they had a mid-season release of a non-turbo X3. So you got one.
Correct.
Jeb got one. I think there was a couple other people that were racing them in GNCC.
Spencer Maudlin. I think you raced one, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, his car was super hot though.
I remember.
Ha. Funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I might have burned.
yeah,
I might have burned one down to the ground.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that
remember
was-
that.
we were actually. I remember my co-pilot.
Ooh.
I saw a fire, and I told her, I was like, "Hey, the fire extinguisher is right between your legs. Get ready to throw that at him when we go by." And we get out in the open. I was like, "Don't worry about that fire extinguisher. That's not going to do anything."
Yeah, that ain't stopping
far-
us.
it's too far gone.
But yeah, that was a bad day. For sure. I mean, good news is no one was hurt, and we both got out of the car just fine. But yeah, we lost the car that day. That sucked.
You were in the middle of the field too, so there really wasn't any danger since you got out of the car.
Yeah, no real consequences.
Yeah,
really, other than losing a race car, which does suck.
It was cooking too. She was shooting some 20-foot flames.
Yeah, definitely learned a lesson there. Take all of the plastic off
Yeah.
the vehicle that's around the engine. We'd like to take a quick break from the podcast to tell you guys about CT Raceworks. And I love CT Raceworks. I use it on all my race cars, including the drift truck. And the drift truck hit the wall twice today because of Chase. And it's still not broke. And we have more time to go out and ride and have fun. And you can too. Go on to ctraceworks.com. And upon checkout, put in the Our Day Off discount code, which will get you 5% off. And you might say to me, that's not enough, Matt. And I'll say, you're going to buy them anyway. Okay? Use the code, get a discount, and have some fun with your new CT Raceworks parts. And don't break your buggy. Back to the show. We were just talking about the NA cars. And before we even started the podcast, you were talking to us in the parking lot about the NA car that you had. Tell me about the car, the name, the reason that it's important, because it's pretty an awesome story.
It's Reba Maverick tire because it was red. I'd actually hate red, but I just called it that when I first got it, and I was like, I guess I'll leave it red now. That's a pretty good name.
Reba Maverick and Tire.
Yes.
Reba had some pipes too, didn't she?
No, it didn't. That's why it was so loud, actually.
Dude, it had just that was the loudest
It's still like that to this day.
X3 ever.
I'll have to send you Carter's Instagram. You can hear it on a video. It's the same thing. It's just screaming around Durham town, just blowing windows out of vehicles and stuff.
I can't believe that car is still running.
It actually, this funny, we were just talking about the 24-volt system. The only DNF I ever had in 140 races, as I forgot to charge the second battery, and it sucked all the life out of the other battery, and it just killed my machine in the middle of the race. That's the only time my DNF'd been found.
140 races.
Maybe 150. I can tell you, I won 104 races, but I know I raced at least 140. It's probably more than that. I really lost track in 7 years.
There's a really good chance that we're talking to the winningest X3 driver right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Of all time.
That machine has won the most anyways. I have one single machine.
I mean, I'd like to put a challenge out there right now. Like, if you've won more than
that'd be a good one.
104 races in one car, like, we want to know about it because you need to be on this podcast.
And Carter, I think, is driving it now. I think he's like 12 years old. He's a little guy.
12 years old.
Yeah, he's in he's racing at Durhamtown in like the whatever the youth class is. I think it's like 1,000 non-turbo. That's why he wanted it. And he's still winning races in it. He was practicing there this week. He just sent me on something on Instagram. He's out there. He tore the front differential out of it. He changed it. I never tore the front diff out of it. Had the stock one. And they changed it to a smart lock or something, and they blew it in practice.
Dear,
Don't mess with perfection.
Smart lock.
Put the Visco back in. Like, yeah.
The car didn't have enough horsepower to brake. the car.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
That's so crazy.
They were 90 horsepower, and that was probably a pretty liberal dyno that they had on it.
Yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that many races, and the fact that it's still out there racing is pretty. You got to buy it back.
Yeah. I think when he's done with it, it might be a couple years because I don't know what the rules are. You have to be 16 to race the turbo or something. But I mean, that thing can be raced 100 more times. It'll be just fine. I'll get it back. And
How many times did you replace the wheel bearings in it?
man, I would say that's a rough one. Not very many. Probably 4. And that was back when I was racing like AXCC and we were racing like, and I don't know if you saw the videos of that last race in Missouri. We're racing in like freaking 4 feet of water. There was like more water on the ground than there was dirt. I mean, it got, trashed several of those races.
But you came from the OG Maverick, which you replace wheel bearings every race.
Sometimes I'd stop in another race and change them. No, I'm joking.
True. I mean, but true story. You kind of had to.
Yeah.
Those wheel bearings in the OG Mavericks were it was the downfall of that car.
Yeah.
Even with putting in, like, I think, who was the company that was making, was it Hess? Somebody was making aftermarket hubs for those at some point, like towards the end. Anyway, I can't remember who it was, but that helped a little bit, but it still wasn't a foolproof plan. I can't remember who it was.
Yes,
it was a rear.
I would never start a race with a used set of wheel bearings. Let's put it that way.
No, me either.
Yeah.
No, me either. And then you're constantly re-greasing them and packing them full of new grease. And
The amount of money he saved on parts after every race,
That
he
many
paid
races.
for the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. You made money with that car.
No,
That's
actually,
the one race car that you
I
may be
would
the
say-
only person in the history of racing X3s to actually make money racing X3s.
yeah. And the irony, I used to, race GNCCs and AXCCs and stuff with it. And, I would never win any money doing that. But the last like 5 years I raced it, I would win like $1,000 to $1,500 every time I raced it at a fair. And usually I wasn't even washing it after the race. I think I just put like a half a tank of gas a year in it.
We're going about this all wrong, Matt.
yeah.
Well, it's not a thing. That's why I got rid of it, because they don't even have them at fair. The Hartford Fair is actually, no, tomorrow night. We race Tuesday night at the Hartford Fair. This is the first year since 2014 they don't have it, because I think like maybe 2 of us showed up last year and they just canned us. But
What a
they
shame.
did. But they did replace it with Kenny Bartram's Traveling Freestyle Motocross Tour. So you might want to go check that out. That'll be nice.
Man, that's always nice to watch a freestyle event.
I mean, that's cool. But racing's cooler, I think.
Yeah. You want to do a knockout race at Glass Rock?
Absolutely.
He's in.
Yep.
Might win it.
Do you have a side-by-side right now?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I got a few,
We got extras.
maybe.
I'm dying for a reason for one. I just can't come up with one. That's what I kind of got a hold of Kyle last summer, because I was going to see if I could, pay for his fuel so he could take my buggy to Champ. And turns out he's not doing that. That's why I hit you up. Like, I think, was it last week? I was like, hey, I saw Ava's racing. You going to do Champ by chance? And you're like, no. I was like, well, back to square one.
Well, you said you were racing late model dirt, right?
Yes,
So, I mean, you got that.
kind of. We get rained out every weekend. I can already predict it right now. We're getting rained out this weekend. It's just kind of
What gives you the first?
It's raining right now.
Yeah, what gives you the
Yeah.
first inkling?
yeah. I looked at the forecast. It's raining the next 10 days in a row, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and scratch that one off for Friday night.
I would imagine you're probably right. Yeah, it's supposed to rain all week, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
That's kind of the downfall of racing like that, where you're racing outside. That was close.
Yeah.
Did you watch
Right about there.
Yeah, right there on the other side of that trailer.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we still have power. That's actually good.
I missed it.
Podcast is still going.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow, that was crazy. That about ruined the whole thing.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that wears me down about that stuff. And it's not so much the cancellations. It's just when you're running a series and then they reschedule it for another open week that they had where you already have something else planned and you're like, oh, come on, man. It's just, it's frustrating. Let's just go back to racing side by sides. And
It doesn't matter if it rains.
if it rains, we'll just race in the rain.
Yeah.
That's why I'm racing dirt bikes all the time. I can set a schedule all year and stick to it.
Yeah. So vintage bikes, right?
Yes.
What's the reason behind vintage? Just more fun, or?
I couldn't tell you, but I absolutely love it. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just wanted a vintage bike. I bought an 81 KTM, just trying something different, and just instantly fell in love with it. It's just, and it's the only motorsport I can think of that's actually growing and getting better instead of going the other way. I mean, now that, like the bikes we used to race, from the 2000s and stuff, they have Revolution class for that. So everybody's going out and buying an 02 CR250 and fixing it up the way they had it back in the day.
Yeah.
And just, so you don't have to race a 74. I actually just got a 74 Penton last week. I've like a bike I've wanted since I was like a kid. I finally found the perfect one. So I haven't raced it yet. I will be here soon. It's, I like the old stuff, the new vintage stuff from the 2000s, any of it, the gear, it was fun getting back together with a bunch of old friends I used to race with, haven't seen in like 20 years, meeting new friends, just the whole experience. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
You'll
That's
never
good.
talk to anybody that races vintage bikes that doesn't absolutely love it. It's very addicting.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Just the nostalgia of it and getting together with buddies and reliving those
Yep,
good
exactly.
times at the track and
Get back together. Just, some of my friends, dads that I grew up with, that I get back talking to them, guys I haven't talked to in 25 years, and just like overnight we're like all best friends again. We're texting all night about parts I need to put on my vintage bike and stuff. It's really fun.
So it's like dad club. All the young kids are racing side by sides now, and the vintage bike scene is all dads.
How long until we go vintage?
Correct.
Jason.
Vintage side by side.
I hope that's a thing someday. I really, really do.
what's it going to be? Rhinos and Terexes and
Say less.
Yep.
Commanders.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, Kyle was just on, and he was talking about when he started racing, he was racing the Commander with the bed on it. Like, well, that would be fun. That would be pretty fun.
Actually,
I mean, like, we're talking about it with other venues, but I think it would be fun to do like a woods race and like old, like don't even mod it out. It's got to be stock.
Yeah.
I
I would do that again if like Wexner GNCC reopened and we got set back in time and had to race 2012 Commanders. I'd do it right now, even after racing the X3. I'm like, that stuff, it just lives in my head rent free every day.
I think you and everybody else that did that, I would say. I mean, I loved it. I mean, but I came in a little bit later. I think my first side by side was an XP 1000, so it was kind of like, not saying that was like latest and greatest by any means, but that was a pretty capable machine right out of the gate.
Yeah. It was fun. Like, and I get into the vintage motocross, it's crazy. The evolution of the motorcycle from like 74 to like 84 was just like 90% of what happened still to this day, all was within those few years. And starting out racing side by sides is kind of, I feel like we're like the same as the guys that were racing dirt bikes in the 70s. Like everything was changing so fast. Like, and now, I don't know, in my opinion, from like 18 on, it really hasn't got, once the X3 came out, some of the parts that they've made, it hasn't gotten near as much better as it did, from 12 to 17.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think the latest and greatest side by sides with like the Mav R And then, you know, some of what's the one that the boost that they just came out with? Players just came out with the boost. It's like 227.
275. It's 275. Yeah.
275, which is it's just insane for a side by side. I mean, for stock.
Yeah, that's insane.
With live valve.
Yeah, I mean, what a wild time we're living in. I mean, that's a space shuttle in comparison.
Those things I would love for GNCC to come back and see what, just example, Kyle Chaney would bring to the line the first race. I don't think a Mav R or a Polaris Pro R or anything, they're so big. I wouldn't imagine anyone would be taking those. I figure that we'd be like taking a step back to X3s. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I would. I mean, if you said to me right now, we're going to go race woods, my first choice would be a 64-inch X3.
Yes, yeah, me too.
With tree kickers.
Absolutely.
That'd be the vehicle I'd want to drive. They're light, nimble. You can drive them fast as you can possibly drive them, especially with all the parts that are available now. Could you imagine?
Oh yeah.
The completely built turboed X3 64-inch for the woods? Brother. It would be insanity how fast you could go. It would be crazy. I would love to do that.
It was crazy how fast we were going in 2018 when they were whatever horsepower. I can't imagine now.
Yeah.
Probably too fast. Probably just go back to just hitting trees at 120 mile an hour.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing's changing.
Two-thirds of the entries DNF, but that's kind of the fun of it.
That's first lap at any race. I mean, that was Scottie and Ava's whole mentality going into the 24-hour race that they just
Don't
raced.
wreck it. You
Don't
have
wreck
to
it.
finish this.
And just plan on half the field wrecking on lap 1.
Yep.
I mean,
Absolutely.
nothing really has changed. That's pretty much
They
the
do that in fair races. They won't even make the whole race. They'll flip that thing 16 times
In a 1-lap race.
Yeah, in a one. Yeah, in a one-lap race. Yeah. People just don't get it. They get inside the roll cage and they're like, "Oh, you know, I'm Dale Earnhardt now," until they're upside down and on fire, and they're like, "Oh, I guess not."
Or maybe I am. That's what a wild thing. Are these fair races? Are they like requiring any kind of safety?
No, none. I'm so upset that the Hartford Fair is canceled because it would literally be tomorrow. You could come and witness this madness. No, none whatsoever. Just go out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a roll cage.
You do have to have a roll cage, but I mean, some of them have like been, you know, crash tested before they even go to the line. They're a little bit up and everything. It's
Built. Would you say fence post roll cages?
gas post roll cage.
Gas pipe roll cage.
One of the tubes still had the threads. And I'm
Nuh-uh.
not kidding you. It was gas pipe. Someone told me it was really dangerous because I guess that stuff will shatter. I don't know though. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We didn't roll it. We didn't want to test it.
It will. It will.
Yeah.
100%. You can't even bend gas. Can you bend it? You can't.
This was bent.
It was been
I think they used a
factory.
I think they used a exhaust tubing bender, like as the inside of the corners were all crushed, you know.
Crinkled in. Yeah.
Or they might have just stuck it down in a hole and just like cranked it over, and that was the bend.
A friend of mine was racing circle track one time. I won't say his name because this is embarrassing for him, but he built his car, and it was like a late model style car, and he's building it in his garage. And I stopped by one night to see what he was up to because I knew he was working out in the shop. I swing over there, and he's welding pipe into the doors, like on the driver door, like the X on the driver door.
Yeah. Was it like a street stock or a compact?
I don't know. I'm not real big into that, so I wouldn't really know the designation. He was building it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was welding one of the door bars in, and I was looking at it. I was like, that looks like welded seam. I was like, is that DOM? And he was like, oh no, it's fence pipe. And I was like chain link fence? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, brother, you can bend that looking at it, and you're making that your door bar. He's like, yeah, it passes tech.
It's pretty wild. I've raced, I mean, the biggest, what I would consider definitely with views, the biggest dirt track race there is, the Dome at America Center in
raced
St. Louis. And there was nobody looked at anything. I mean, absolutely nothing. I could have taken my roll cage off and just ran the sheet metal on my roof, and nobody would have known the difference. Like, they don't check anything, even at the big races. They just
assume that it's good.
It just whatever you feel safe, you just go ahead and do that.
And you guys are hauling the mail.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been to a couple dirt track races, and I'm just like, these dudes are cruising. Like, they're going by that fence. I mean, It's got to be close to 100 mile an hour, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, it depends on how big the track is. A lot of them quite a bit over 100 mile an hour. And just,
Jeez.
I'm telling you, you got to try it.
I don't know.
We got the
Doesn't sound like
Speedway. If we could ever get a dry day, we'll take the car out there and you can rip some laps. I'm telling you, it's very, very addictive. It's fun.
And it's more fun than more than just left turns.
Yeah,
I just can't wrap my head around going left all the time.
I couldn't either until I just kind of tried it one day. It was after the AXCC series went downhill or whatever in 2020. I was just like, man, I'm just gonna buy a modified just for something else to do. I didn't plan on racing like 48 races a year like I did the first few years, and man, it's just addictive. It's just so much fun. I don't know, I can't really put my finger on it. It's just something you gotta try for yourself.
Is it a setup game? Is it everything's in the setup or what?
Yeah, this is.
I hear so many people talk about this because
If
I have a lot of
anybody
friends
watching dirt track that watches this, that races dirt track, there's going to be like 6,000 comments about how wrong I am or something. But I think it's like 80% setup, 20% driver, or 80% machine total, 20% driver. That's my view on it after racing side by sides and drag cars and stuff. I would hope a lot of people would agree with me on that. But
What
yeah,
would you say a side-by-side is then?
the exact opposite, 80% the driver and 20% the machine.
Yeah, you just got to not hit stuff.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So what makes it 80% car?
It just, when the track gets slick, if your setup's not right, you're just gonna spin. Or if you do have, I like to run my car tight. I'd rather it handle like crap and get traction instead of handle good and not get traction. So I run my car really tight, so I don't usually have traction problems. But sometimes, you turn right to go left, and sometimes it just doesn't turn and just goes straight towards the fence towards me. I'd rather do that than just sit there and spin, and blow my tires off.
Okay.
So you said you bought a modified just to try it out and ended up racing 48 races that year?
33 the first, 48 the next. That was COVID year. We didn't start racing.
Just trying it out. You just waited it out
We didn't start
33
racing
times.
until halfway through the year. So
That's why you couldn't get 50.
yeah, exactly.
Slacker.
I know.
Can't just do one.
No.
And we
Very
live,
not. It's like Lay's.
Matt, I don't know if you know, like where we live, I would say is like what Cranon is the side by sides.
There's
where
4 track races within an hour's drive.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, within, I would say between Indiana, within 3 hours, there's probably 20 different tracks that are racing every weekend. You can race every Friday and Saturday night. You can just do it until you're blue in the face.
So you could just cherry pick your racetrack. And
I think people try to cherry pick and it comes to bite them more than anything. Cause like there's a track, I'd say 15 minutes from here, maybe 20, Midway. It's, not the best track. And I think a lot of people will drive right past a really good one just to get there. But then you'll be dealing with guys like Jesse Wisecarver that's going to win anywhere he goes. That's like his local track. So they get there and they're like, oh man, I'm not going to win tonight. Jesse's here. That's, I guess, what you get for cherry picking.
gotcha. Okay, fair enough. What makes somebody like him win everywhere he goes versus the next guy?
I don't know. We should probably ask him.
You'd like to know?
when I figure it out, I'll let you know. But
Is it like the side by side? And I'm not saying this in general like a blanket term, but like it seems like the guys who spend the most money on the vehicles generally have the best success. Is that true?
yes and no. That's definitely a complicated question there. I've seen people buy a really expensive car that won a championship, a big and a Lucas championship or something, and then they'll get in it and then it'll make them way faster. And then I've seen the opposite. I've seen somebody else do the same thing and then they're not any faster. So, I mean, you really gotta know how to set up your car. I wish I could say I was great at that, but I'm not.
Gotcha. I've always found the setup to be a very interesting thing. A friend of mine had I don't know if it was a late model or modified. I'm not privy to those terms necessarily, But I climbed underneath that car. They had it on stands in the shop, and I slid underneath that car, and I'm like,
What am I looking at?
world am I? They've got chains and stuff, and all these different holes for the trailing arms to set up in, and the car actually, the axle's actually crooked in the car,
Oh yeah,
and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, what in the?
I've been doing it for 7 years. I get the same feeling every time I look at mine. It's, you know, there you're like, what in the world is this?
It just doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. I actually it was like right before I got into it. I was watching some video. Brian Deegan was doing a tour at his shop. I'm sure it was a YouTube video or something. And he was saying, talking about his Pro 4 or Pro 2, whatever his truck was. And he's like, yeah, off-road racing. It's not like circle track racing. You know, it's not about setup. It's just going as fast as you can without breaking the thing. And I was kind of like offended by that. I'm like, no, we set him up. And then I got into dirt track. I was like, whoa, he was exactly right about that. It's all about setup, and in my opinion, off-road is just going as fast as you can without breaking that thing, not wrecking it.
Yeah, I think I like that better.
Yeah, I did
Is that
too.
better for you?
I know. That's why I'm trying to just, I don't know. There's got to be a GNCC side-by-side series just magically appear. It's just got to happen.
Doesn't IXCR still race? IXCR still race side by side.
IXCR still does. There doesn't seem to be too many people doing it.
Really?
And it's the same thing, like like when I raced Wexner here in GNCCs, I think I know like one person that's doing it. I just took a peek at the results a couple weeks ago, actually. It was just the whole vibe, with traveling, and we had our groups of friends. Wouldn't even say groups of friends. I think everybody that raced buggies was, they were all friends with each other. It's just not, that doesn't sound as appealing to me.
Yeah, I often wonder what it would take to get that back. Get that vibe back. Because I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I know what you're saying, and it's hard to explain to somebody who hasn't done it or been there.
Yeah.
Because I think that's another reason that a lot of guys that we'll just call them OG racers, who were there from the beginning of maybe like the GNCC era. Like, I don't know that I'll ever exist again. I think it's a land problem. Because no one wants you tearing up their property, because they arguably do destroy everything.
They do.
So that's a problem. And then to find enough of those people to get involved is the hard part,
Yeah.
Is that
Okay to
exclusive
go.
to side by side, or is that?
Yeah, I'm not. Because the dirt bikes and the quads still race GNCC, so that hasn't changed.
Yeah,
much.
and that stuff is taking a hit more than you would think too. I want to get into it now. I wish I would have done it a long time ago. With my dad when he was alive, but my dad was the District 11 Enduro chairman. He was a big Enduro guy.
Oh, sweet.
And now that I'm into vintage bikes, and I'm really into racing dirt bikes, but just trying not to hurt myself all the time. I'm like, man, I should race some Enduros. Like, I got a lot of old friends that race Enduros, and they're kind of dealing with the same stuff. They're running out of land to do the old school 100-mile Enduros, and the guys that actually lay out the tracks and stuff like that, they're like, they're older in their 70s and stuff, and they're either not doing it, or, there's less of them to put the race together. So they're having less of those races. Could see it, coming to an end. I don't know. I hope not anytime soon, but it's definitely a possibility. I'm just like, oh, here we go. Another sport just kind of flying off the map.
Interesting. Bummer. We have to do some more thinking about
We
that
gotta
one.
save it, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody needs to go buy some bikes.
And then have a side-by-side race right after, because an enduro, an old school timekeeping enduro, is just one lap. After all the bikes do it, and then we can just go make the trail wider and just turn the side-by-side to
trail rider. That's the problem, is the dirt bike guys don't want the trail rider.
I know.
That's the big hiccup. I
Yep.
think that was one of the larger deciding factors with GNCC.
And we did mess the tracks up. I hate to say it. We did. Like in Florida, we didn't actually make ruts. We made like tunnels, I think, at the end of the race.
Yeah,
Like,
we looked like we were burrowing. Riders.
You see like the top of a roll cage going up and down the field at the end of the race. It's
Yeah,
like, so-
that's actually true. I remember going into a field section and there being berms so deep that the car would disappear.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
if you were
Oh,
looking
absolutely.
across the field, the car would just go,
Do you
and it'd
remember?
come back out. It was crazy.
Actually, that's a rough subject because your car caught on fire. The last time we raced Camp Coker,
Yep.
there was a place that had maybe a water hole this big. We were right by sea level there.
Yeah.
there was a water hole like that big the first lap, and then the next lap it was like as wide as this garage, and then like by the third lap you're like, there's no way I can get through this, and you're just literally sitting there waiting for somebody to pass you to watch them to test it for you before you go bury in your machine. It's like, how did that happen that fast? That was unbelievable.
Back then, I mean, there was, you know, over 100 side-by-side entries
Yeah.
in those GNCC races. And when you release them, like
5 cars per line
Mhm.
every 30 seconds.
Mhm.
It was 20 lines. That's what I was sitting here thinking, like,
That's a lot.
there's 100 cars, and we're doing like 5 laps on a 2.5, 3 mile course.
Was it
my-
not
I
like
think it was.
super
I think it
congested?
was 4.5.
Was it
5
4.5 or
5 miles? I think.
But it was usually 5 to 6 laps per
The
race.
saddest part is like the whole last year they like nailed it. Like the track was the perfect length. They had like tight spots, perfect passing spots. Like every race we did, we knew it was the last time we were doing it. We're like, man, this is so perfect. It took them 10 years to figure it out, but they nailed it. And now we're not going to do it anymore.
nature of the beast, I suppose,
Yeah.
right?
You've raced in a straight line before too, right?
Yes. I just did a couple weeks ago. I actually got the old drag bike back out. I grew
Is there a-
Ike.
Let's take a pause for a second. Is there a weekend that you don't race?
No, I don't believe in that.
My guy.
I don't believe in that.
I mean, living the dream.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought about not racing one weekend, and
And you're still married?
no, I'm not married. My girlfriend has been with me for a long time. That's a rough subject. It needs something.
Ooh.
She don't like to talk
I'm
about it.
looking, I'm looking
She doesn't
into
like
it.
to talk about it?
I'm looking into it. I don't like to talk about it. She loves to talk about it.
I don't like to talk about it. Oh, shit.
Daniel, maybe should I get my clipboard and my pencil and we should talk?
Afterwards. We'll do
Okay,
this
yeah.
more in private. Yeah.
I got you.
That's funny.
But yeah, now my son is racing, and you know, I'm not too. I've been there, done that. Always want to race more. I'll race my vintage bikes, but I want to focus on my son. He just absolutely loves it. It makes me so happy because at first, yeah, I might jump the gun trying to get him to race a dirt bike at like 3 years old. That was a little out of hand, but he wasn't super into it. Now he wants to ride. We ride every night, and he's ready to race every
How old is
weekend.
he?
He's 4.
4.
Yep.
Dang.
I'm excited.
I jumped the gun at 3. Yeah, it's my fault. I should have not done that.
I couldn't.
Oh, I was waiting for like 10.
I
know
know
what I
10
mean?
too. I was gonna say 10.
No, for a couple years,
Yeah.
but now he loves it.
Yep.
Oh, when?
I pushed him. He's 4.
Yeah. I love it though. I mean, did you race dirt bikes much growing up?
Oh, yeah. Well, so I kind of, again, started late. My dad got me a Z50. He got me a Z50, old metal tank Z50. And I started riding that in the front yard when I think I got my first bike when I was 5. So I got my first bike when I was 5, and I rode for years, and then started racing local hare scrambles in Indiana. So I raced the hare scramble
Perfect.
series, District 15 hare scrambles, and then ended up basically going pro at like 16 years old and racing GNCCs and then national NEPG enduros, and raced those for a long time. And then I raced endurocross, where it was in the arenas.
Oh yeah.
Did
a couple of those.
endurocross.
We had one at the Schottenstein Center here in Columbus.
Yep.
That's funny. I'm surprised we might have.
I'm sure we crossed
Kyle
paths.
Cheney and I grew up neighbors and did like the hare scrambles GNCC thing together. I'm surprised we didn't race each other in the GNCC.
I'm sure
maybe
probably
we did
at some
just
point.
Didn't know.
Yeah, it was.
Well, there was
big.
a lot of side-by-sides. The number of bikes made the side-by-sides look like we did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I mean,
Bikes is what
that
made
field, especially Ironman, when they were everybody getting the field, it was just row after row. And they had 2 separate sessions even.
Yep. Saturday
number
and
of
Sunday
bikes
race.
was insane.
Mhm.
at GCC.
What was it, like 400 bikes on Saturday?
Yeah, I
races?
think you're right. It was up there.
Crazy.
The bikes
crazy.
on Sundays at Ironman, oh, it's well into the thousands.
Now,
Even then it was. I
Was it?
remember 2017 when we were racing GNCCs. I raced the next day. It wasn't a good day for me. I was heavily hungover. You remember how the nights were after the side-by-side race. I raced the Open Pro Sport in the morning race. It was the only this is the only class I could race in the morning. I think there was 1,100 on the line, and that was just the morning race. Yeah, there was probably, half of that in the afternoon race, but yeah, there was definitely more than 1,500 bikes racing. That was then. I think it's even went up since then.
yeah, I know the bikes are still pretty huge.
Yeah, it is, I believe, the premier off-road motorcycle racing series in the world. That's why all, the foreigners come over here and usually whip our ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it weird how like the guys from like Isle of Man and all that stuff over there, they just are another level.
Yep, absolutely.
I've always wanted to race the Erzberg. I've always wanted to ride the Erzberg.
Yes.
Erzberg Enduro.
That's a bucket list.
Yeah,
I got
same.
2 left on my bucket list. I don't really care about chasing points and racing every week, even though I do it anyways. I'll do that. And I've got an old Camaro I've had since I was a kid. I want to race the Pikes Peak hill climb on it, and it's actually getting pretty close to being ready. That might happen next year.
Dude, if you go race Pikes Peak, I'm going to come watch.
Yeah, it's going to be the vintage class. I have to, I'm actually going to run one of my dirt track motors in it because it has to be period correct, carburetor, naturally aspirated, all that stuff. But it's got a cage and 4-link. It's something I've kind of had on the back burner, and I work on it, put it on the back burner, work on it, put it on the back burner. But she's about ready to go. I'm not the kind of guy to put something off when I want to do it, but this has been like something I've been wanting to do for 10 or 15 years, and I've just finally time to put my money where my mouth is and go do it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I've been wanting to do the Pikes Peak in some fashion for years.
Somebody did it in an X3 this year, didn't they?
Well, Mavar.
Mavar, yeah.
Cole Powelson did it in the Striker Mavar.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see the videos of it. I just saw the pictures of the machine. I was like, oh, man, I would almost rather
This
do
is second year, right? He did it last year.
Last year, the entire competition, I guess, didn't get to finish the final stage because of weather. So his goal was to go for the record, which was, I think, 10:40.
What class would that be? Is there actually a
Side-by-side
side-by-side class?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I think he had to race the open class, something like that.
because it was too heavily modified or something.
Well, I don't think they had a side-by-side class, but I think he raced the open. But the side-by-side vehicle record was 10 minutes and 40 seconds, and I think he came in at like a 10:10 or 10:05 or something like
Wow.
that. And I'm actually somewhat familiar with that car. It has definitely more potential in it. That was just their first step. They wanted to break the record, proof of concept, show that it could be done, and that's a fast car. And
I feel like
I bet
Pikes,
he'll go under 10 minutes next year.
I feel like Pikes Peak's something that it's kind of like King of the Hammers. You're not going to go glide them up the first go around. It's something you probably want to do that a few times so you don't, go like
Well,
100.
Cole's legit. I think he's raced it 10 or 12 times.
Raw,
now.
really?
And he's got, I think, 3, maybe 4 passes under 10 minutes already. And so
In other vehicles?
in other vehicles.
Yeah.
So he's very capable and he knows the course.
Yeah,
So-
that's a high consequence race, right?
Yeah, that's where I was getting at. You don't want to wreck at Pikes Peak. It's not going to end good.
I've seen the videos of people flying off the cliff.
Oh,
And I think everybody's walked away, from what I understand, right?
I don't believe, a friend of mine was actually wanting to do it on a 4-wheeler, and I know they did away with that class. I think they might have done away with motorcycles and quads completely because somebody flew off the edge and died.
I don't remember seeing motorcycles now that you say it.
Yeah, I think motorcycles and quads, I think they banned them because somebody
That's unfortunate.
did have a really bad day there 2 or 3 years ago.
No, that's the nature of the beast. We all sign up for that every time,
Exactly.
whether it's a roll cage or not. I mean, the fear of that is with every motorsport.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Absolutely.
The risk is high, but
It
we all
is.
enjoy it way too much. And there's no way we can get out of it. I mean, look at you. You're racing every weekend.
I've tried golf.
Iron Manning thing.
I've tried golf. I just can't do it, man. I'm not making fun of it. I'm not making fun of anybody that does it. I've tried my hardest and I can't like it.
Yeah, well, golf's definitely not the one for you. I can tell you that.
It's not.
That's way too laid back. Unless we're jumping the golf carts
Mhm.
into the sand traps, I'm out.
Yep.
Which I am available if anybody wants to do that.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah. Well,
They go hard on the golf course.
if you guys want to do some sort of a reckless golf outing, I'm available.
Yeah. Oh, back to where I was getting at when I asked you when you started riding bikes. That's why I'm so excited for my son to race, because if you remember, for me it was 80s, but you will never get that time back racing mini bikes. It's so much fun. I just want him to enjoy it and do it as much as he can before he's, too big to ride mini bikes anymore. I don't know. I don't think everyone's the same way I am, but those are just like my favorite days of racing. I love 50s and 60s and 80s, what I can remember of it, but that was a good time too back in District 11. Is there still a District 15 or is it IXC?
Oh, yeah. There's still
Really?
a District 15, yep.
Ours is all Wexner, which we race side by sides in that too. Yeah, they did away with District 11.
You know what?
many years
Maybe
ago.
there isn't. So maybe don't quote me on that. But I feel like they still race at Blackhawks. They're like our local track. The
Well,
Blackhawks.
IXC, like Wexner, I believe, came out to replace District 11 when AMA did away with that. So I would assume IXCR was probably about the
Maybe
same
they did.
thing, because it was
Maybe they
probably around 12, 13 when they probably started doing that too,
Yeah.
I would say.
I'll have to look into that now that I say it out loud, because we had a local track called the Plymouth Blackhawks, and it was just our local hare scramble track where we would always ride and camp, and it was similar to like a Glass Rock type property where it's all just trails all over the place, and then they would put races on and
You
just
guys
arrow
are
it up.
so lucky in Indiana too, because it doesn't matter if it's dirt track, side by sides, motocross, hare scramble. That dirt is just so freaking amazing. It is just such a treat to go race in Indiana.
There's something special about Indiana.
It's something very
Indiana dirt.
special about it. I
Yeah.
can put my finger on it, but it's perfect. Even like Kokomo, the dirt track, it's just a quarter mile, but it's really, really famous. They have, big $100,000 late model races and stuff there. It's just super cool. I can't explain it. It's just like Ironman, whether it's the motocross or the GNCC, everything in Indiana just hits right.
Which is really weird because Indiana most generally is like pretty boring. It's all flat cornfields and soybeans.
Life's never boring when you're racing.
Well, that's, I think, why we probably race so much in Indiana.
Exactly. That's to do exactly.
There's no mountains. There's no rocks. We got to do something, and we're going to race through the woods or race on dirt track. So anyway, I don't know. It's fun.
Did you go to Daytona this year?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Did not win. I was really, really upset. This is, how I am with my side-by-sides. No DNFs, no weak links, go over everything. My chain was not tight enough at the vintage race, and it came off, and that cost me. I won it in 24 and 25. It did not happen this year, but there's always next year.
But you just recently raced vintage at Mid-Ohio and had a pretty good weekend.
Yes, I won there. That was a very good.
That's where you got the new.
Yes, it was my new favorite hat. And I'm not a hat guy. I'm covering up a bald spot. This is all new to me. This is
Well, the hat's fitting you plus high. There was a bald spot.
Yep. Both.
Oh.
The hat is to cover up the bald spot.
Oh, so that's all new. The whole
whole, being 40 and, being old and
Being
wearing
old.
hats.
We're not. Hey, calm down.
I feel old.
We're not that old yet.
It's coming.
40. Listen, 40's the new 20. 5.
I don't know. I hit
25.
40 and my back hurts now. My shoulder's doing some weird stuff. Like I never had body pain really like this before. So, you hit 40 and then
You cycle? You got to cycle.
I do.
That's you got to do
I
that.
do.
Especially if your knees have been replaced. You don't have a choice.
Did 22 miles 3 days ago.
Good for you. You got to keep on it.
Yep.
A couple times a week.
Yep. Stay on it for sure.
Yeah, that guy's active.
I
don't do that
Let me know what 40 feels like, because I'm never going to feel that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your grandpa over
What,
here.
39. 39 forever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Austin, it was actually an absolute pleasure to have you on here.
No,
It's fun to
thank you.
reminisce and talk about old times. Scott was like, I know the perfect guy. We need to have him on. And I was like, I love that.
Oh,
I haven't
thank
seen
you.
Austin in forever.
It's my first time. Good seeing you. It's been, oh man, I don't know. Iron Man last time? I don't remember.
Yeah, long time. I mean, since GNCC's probably.
Did you do AXCCs? I don't remember. Nope. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, long time. Long time.
I actually felt really guilty because when I went to Pastrana Land a while back,
We need to have a very serious conversation about this.
I ended up taking these guys instead of you. And so I was like, well, next best thing, I'll have him come to the house.
Well, to be fair, you didn't take us. We showed up there. So
That's true.
I've got a really something on my bucket list I want to do there.
What is it?
I can't tell you. It's a surprise for your YouTube channel, isn't it?
Oh, is it like
It's a trick.
Are you going to
Okay.
get hurt?
is this a trick that's ever been done before?
Yes.
It's a new
Oh.
trick.
Not by me.
Oh, not by you. Okay. Yeah.
This is something I want to do. And
We could probably make that happen.
the longer it is before I do it, the more I think about how horrible an idea it is. So I just need to do it right now.
I support this wholly. So whenever this happens, you just let me know. I'm there. I'll be there to-
I've been training for it. I've lost 65 pounds.
You've
Ready to
lost
do this.
65 pounds?
Yeah. Don't you remember?
How
I
do you
was-
race a dirt bike with 65 pounds on you?
I wasn't. I was going really slow. That was kind of kind of hard.
Oh.
Well, I can tell you right now, I bet
Cycling, quitting drinking.
There you go.
The whole
Now we know
midlife
why.
crisis. I'm getting old, but I'm not really old. I'm going to deny it. That whole thing.
Yeah, I love that.
But good for you, 65 pounds.
Yeah,
is a
congrats.
But the main reason was so I could do this neat trick that I was promised.
lot. Well, hey, I'm gonna try to help you out.
We're working on it. Okay, that's the vibe. Now that we all know, you have other people witnessed it.
yes.
So now we can
Yep.
help.
And he's been putting in the work.
Clearly,
Yes.
clearly. And I can't wait to see whatever this trick is.
Actually, the work has to go down there. That's the thing. That's why I want to get there so bad. There's no practicing for this one.
Okay. No practice. Well, Austin, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes.
There.
You too. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. And Scott, thanks for coming on again and joining us.
My pleasure.
Chase, Kick Rocks.
Salty.
Thanks for watching our Dallas podcast, and we'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thanks.